last night, the second final episode of the season, which sucks that this season's almost over. Episode 7 of The Boys dropped last night. Where do you go after Herogasm? Like what can you do? You know what you do if you're The Boys? You continue layering great story and deepen already great characters. Now, we won't go into any big spoilers here. I will be doing an open spoiler discussion, just so you guys know, of The Boys. Episode 7, a little bit later this afternoon. We'll post a time a little bit later. Keep your guys' eyes open. But in a non-spoiler way, Rob, this episode was such, what's a good phrase for it? A good chaser.
Yes.
It was a great chaser.
That's exactly what it is.
Coming out of Herogasm, you know what I mean? Because what they decided to do is let's double down now on character. And a good chunk of this episode was focused on Billy Butcher's background and basically connecting some threads that have been kind of littered since episode 1 of season 1 all the way up to here. Like, they never went anywhere. We didn't find out who's Lenny. You know, back in the other season when Dad mentions Lenny was your fault, and clearly Lenny was, what happened? You know, stuff about his dad. Why does he hate his dad so much? What was it, the stuff with his mom and all that kind of. And in this episode, they decided to lay it all out in front of us. And it was powerful and moving. And again, we won't go into details about it. And I'll say this. Soldier Boy has been a triumph this entire season. The final moments of this episode, the cliffhanger of this episode, if you will, the reveal of this episode, if you will, I'm just like, how did I not see that coming? Like my jaw dropped and all that kind of stuff. And by the way, the best Black Noir episode as well. Like, how great was the Black Noir stuff? Anyway, this episode was unbelievable. This is one of the best shows on television right now. Absolutely incredible stuff. Rob, you had a chance to watch The Boys episode 7. What did you think of the episode?
John, you know, my litmus test for great television, great movies, it always comes down to the writing. This season of The Boys, Eric Kripke and his mad scientists that are writing this show have created not just an incredible overall story, incredible character moments, a great use of their ensemble.
Yeah.
But they have kept us on our toes. I mean, they have talk about subverting expectations, but without going, look, we're going to subvert your expectations. They're just taking the story in interesting directions that you wouldn't, like you mentioned, Black Noir.
Yeah.
Honestly, John, between this, I watched The Boys and then I watched For All Mankind this morning. That Black Noir stuff, I was like, what? You can't, don't let anyone tell you. You just have to let it flow over you.
Let it happen.
I was just like, oh my God, and then, like you said, it's all character. You think you know these people. Nope. And then it just, I mean, this entire episode, I mean, it was fascinating to watch. I wanted to see a little bit of Starlight and Homelander. I'm like, I hope they give me a little bit of that. Oh, they did. And the episode started that way.
Yeah.
And then it just took off. And I felt myself leaning forward into the episode as it just went along. I was completely captivated. And who would have thought, like you said, it's a chaser, but it's a very stiff chaser. It gives you, and how they give you character moments across the board. I mean, you had mentioned earlier we came in. How about that moment with the Deep?
Okay, that moment with the Deep.
Bro.
That moment with the Deep. Because what couple out there have not had sort of that conversation, but not going in that direction that went? And again, we're not going to give any details. But oh my God, I almost fell off the sofa. I was laughing so hard.
I literally had to stop and I had to go back and go, wait, what did he just say?
What is going on here? And by the way, you mentioned Homelander. I don't know how they do this. Every episode, I feel like you can't have Homelander sink any lower or say something more horrible. And then every episode, including this one, they find a way. You know, it comes to this, the one thing I'll think, he has a conversation with Maeve.
Yeah.
And he says something that, again, every single episode he says something, I go, that's as low as you can go. And then he comes up with something else to be even more terrifying and horrible and awful all at the same time. And it's mind-blowing how they do this.
That was it also, but you know what I loved? Like you said, that scene, but also Maeve, I love the fact that we're seeing characters standing up to Homelander. There's no more, people are no longer they're no longer cowering down. They're getting into his face. And he's rising to the occasion, but still, man, like you said, that again, my jaw hit the floor in that scene. I was like, I mean,
and it just leaves me, and again, the cliffhanger at the end, which just leaves you like, oh, wow. And then you think about the repercussions. You're like, oh my God, what bad things are coming. Bad things are coming. And I just, somehow, some way, the biggest problem though, and you alluded to this, is that when that episode ended, after the euphoric reaction I had to watching the episode, then the darkness sets in. It's like, damn it, there's only one episode left.
yeah.
There's only one episode left, which is awful. But anyway,
give us a three-parter.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much happening here. And whatever's going to happen, I mean, I expect nothing less than the world itself to blow up next week.
I don't know. But then Carl Urban came out and said that, oh yeah, we're actually starting, I think he said within the month, they're going to start shooting the next season real soon. So anyway, guys, question is for you. Did you have a chance to watch the new episode of The Boys? It's the second last episode of the season. If so, what did you think? Was it as thrilling as we thought it was? Maybe you didn't think it was all that great. By the way, we never even mentioned Frenchie and Kimiko and all that stuff, which was all beautiful.
It really was.
And unbelievable too. There was so much good stuff to unpack in this episode. What did you guys think? Whatever those thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave those thoughts there. We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of today's video, Masterclass. You guys know we love Masterclass around here and have been talking about them for a while. With over 100 classes from a wide range of world-class instructors, that thing you've always wanted to do is closer than you think. And you guys know one of my favorite classes on here is Bob Iger teaching business strategy and leadership. I go back and watch that like all the time. But also I recently discovered the new class on comedy by Steve Martin, where it includes comedy screenwriting as he does this great case study for one of my all-time favorite comedies, Roxanne. I've gotten more into screenwriting by taking a class from Aaron Sorkin himself. And of course, you guys know I'm a poker guy and I love my good Canadian kid, Daniel Negreanu, and I've been watching his stuff on poker strategy. It's absolutely fantastic. So guys, we highly recommend that you check it out. Get unlimited access to every single masterclass, and as a John Campea Show viewer and listener, you get 15% off an annual membership. So go to masterclass.com/Campea. That's masterclass.com/Campea for 15% off Masterclass.